On this week's 2-minute tip, one of the most common and destructive pests in your vegetable garden. Anassa tristis, commonly known as the squash bug. These guys feed on your cucurbits like squash, melons, and cucumbers and inject their toxic saliva in there, debilitating the plant. Here in the south, squash bugs have a life expectancy of 75 to 130 days. In that lifetime, they can lay anywhere from 2 to 3 batches of eggs, with 18 to 20 eggs per batch. And it only takes about 6 to 8 weeks for that egg to become a mature adult that's going to lay more eggs on your garden plants. So what can you do about it? Well, we believe in using an IPM strategy, and IPM stands for Integrated Pest Management. So this is going to involve some chemical controls as well as some mechanical controls. For the chemical controls, we're going to start early in the life of the plant using some neem oil and some pyrethrin and alternating those every other week. For the mechanical controls, we're going to go through there and remove as many of these eggs as we can. So the squash bug usually lays its eggs there on the underside of that squash leaf. And if you walk through your squash patch or your cucumber patch and flip over those leaves, you'll be able to see those eggs there. They have a copper color to them and they're usually in clusters. Now you want to make sure you remove these eggs, but you don't want to just brush them off into the soil because they'll still hatch there. So what I like to do is take me a piece of duct tape, wrap it around my fingers with the sticky side up, and go through there and pat it on those eggs, and then those eggs will stick to the duct tape. I like to go through my squash patch at least once every other day and look for eggs and remove them when they are present to try to break that life cycle of the squash bug. Now you want to do this frequently because those eggs only take 7 to 8 days to hatch, so you want to make sure you get them before they hatch and become an even bigger problem. The adult squash bugs are almost impossible to kill, even with some pretty toxic conventional chemicals. So we want to make sure we remove those eggs and those nymphs to keep from adding adults to the population, and that will keep the population under control and keep your squash plants a lot more healthy. Hope you enjoyed this week's 2-minute tip. We'll see you next week.